Otis Ranger. Pop Song Tech.
Welcome to Pop Song Tech. I'm Otis Ranger. Music today is going to feature the Morrison Brothers Band out of Nashville, Tennessee, and their latest single called Party at My House. We've got an interview in studio with Willie Morrison, the lead singer of the Morrison Brothers. Technology today is going to feature another incredible interview, this one with the CEO of Zapier, the cloud-based integration platform that could potentially, in the not-too-distant future, remove your dependence on the IT department for cloud-based integration. Stay tuned to find out more.
This is Shelby Blondell, and I've got a question for you. Are you a musician? In a band? How about a tech guru? Have you developed the latest emerging technology? Here at Pop Song Tech, we're building a community, a network, a family. It's time to connect, collaborate, innovate, and create. It's a community where we all can come together. To find out how to have your music heard or to have your technology featured, send us an email at popsongtech@gmail.com to find out how.
Web applications. They're your tools. From project management to customer relations and e-commerce to social networking, your apps make it easier for you to be successful. They allow you to collaborate, manage, market, and communicate. They do many things, except talk to each other. Zapier lets your apps work together. With Zapier, you can create unique one-to-one integrations called Zaps for over 60 applications. Integrate the apps you love without the need for writing code, hiring a developer for like $1 million, or hoping an app's developer will provide integration. With Zapier, you can turn emails into notes in Evernote, add PayPal customers' emails to a MailChimp list, add emails from a Wufoo form to an Aweber list, and create Trello cards from an email. Your Zaps will automatically handle the hard work of pushing your documents, forms, contacts, tickets, and files. Get your apps talking to each other with just a few clicks of your mouse. Sign up for a free account and start integrating your apps today.
Yeah, they're pretty pissed. Those bees are pissed, man. Wow, look at all of them in there. Oh. Oh, wow, they're getting zapped like crazy.
This is Willie from the Morrison Brothers Band. You're listening to Pop Song Tech.
A rodeo queen, a Tennessee dream, legs that go a country mile. She ain't no kind of preacher's daughter, just an angel gone a little wild. Got a body she stole from the centerfold of a Playboy magazine. A 10-spot can't stop staring cause she's wearing no skin-tight Levi jeans. Little Miss Whiskey keeping me tipsy, I'ma need a chaser all night long. Little bit of crazy, little bit of Tennessee, sing the words to every country song. Always a good time, we got the motion, make her get up and testify. I won't get no sleep tonight, with Little Miss Whiskey on my mind. Little Miss Whiskey on my mind. I was filling my cup when she walked up and said, honey, get a taste of this. She leaned across and whispered soft, chased her down on my lips. As she jumped on the bar, dancing like she was in the bed of a pickup truck. When she shakes those hips, I just can't resist. She knows how to keep me up. Little Miss Whiskey keeping me tipsy, I'ma need a chaser all night long. Little bit of crazy, little bit of Tennessee, sing the words to every country song. Always a good time, we got the motion, make her get up and testify. I won't get no sleep tonight, with Little Miss Whiskey on my mind. Little Miss Whiskey on my mind. Oh. me tipsy, I'ma need a chaser all night long. Little bit of crazy, little bit of Tennessee, sing the words to every country song. Always a good time, break out the motion, make it get up and testify. I won't get no sleep tonight. Little Miss Whiskey, keeping me tipsy, I'ma need a chaser all night long. Little bit of crazy, little bit of Tennessee, sing the words to every country song. Always a good time, break out the moonshine, baby, make it get up and testify. I won't get no sleep tonight. A little Miss Whiskey on my mind. A little Miss Whiskey on my mind. I said a little Miss Whiskey on my mind.
We are coming out of an amazing song right there. That is Little Miss Whiskey from the Morrison Brothers Band off their State of the Union album from a few years ago. And greetings, my friends. I am Otis Ranger, and thanks for checking out Pop Song Tech. I want to give a special shout out to those that have given us 5 stars on iTunes, and also those of you that have retweeted our tweets or reshared our posts on Facebook. We love you tremendously. And we've got a show that I hope you love coming up today here. We've got an interview coming up in just a second here. I've got Willie Morrison on standby today to talk with us about his next single, the band's next single, that is called Party at My House, the featured song of the show today, the pop song and Pop Song Tech. And then we've got the tech portion coming up right after that. We're going to be talking about cloud-based applications and how they've taken on a lot of the heavy lifting that traditionally sat within IT shops and organizations, and how Zapier could potentially be the glue for those cloud-based services. And so, hey, we got CEO of Wade Foster in studio. Just go right to the source, right? So we're bringing the source to you, and I enjoyed putting a little promo together there at the start of the show, if you couldn't tell, of my little girls, and throwing in some blaster sound effects, because I figured those would be appropriate for a show featuring Zapier. But I also want to give a shout out to Shelby Blondell, our producer. This week, she released a brand new single live on Saturday at Meriwether Post Pavilion in Maryland. The song is called Fun in the Sky. It's now available on iTunes, on Spotify, or check it out at shelbyblondell.com. And they were performing at a great benefit for historic Ellicott City on Saturday. It was called the Mainstream Music Fest. Just go Google that. I'm sure you'll be able to pull up all sorts of great bands and have a good time. So, bands. Man, I'm always got my ear out for that, right? And last week, we introduced a new segment called Pocket Full of Sounds. So just before the interview with Willie, who's standing by here, I'm going to go through my iPhone here together with you, and we're going to see what sounds we captured in New York and around it this week. Always listening for music, and I found this nice French singer this week at the Saju Bistro. A great lunch place in Midtown Manhattan. Not a sponsor of the show. But this lady right here, they were just performing right alongside. They had the doors open, so I just walked right up, and there was people eating right in front of me, and I just kind of acted like I was looking at the menu and caught some amazing sounds here. And then, I strolled over to Times Square this week as per usual, and there was this just large group of people walking across Times Square, like shouting and playing instruments and holding up signs for Marriott and other hotel services. And I have no idea what this was about. If anybody of you that might have been out there know anything about this, why were these guys out there running around with a crowd of probably about 300 people with Marriott signs and Wyndham signs and all sorts of hotel signs right there in the middle of Times Square, right in front of the American flag building? I do like big bands. And then spent the weekend yesterday out having a good time with some friends, some old college buddies. We went out on a boat ride up the Hudson River, took it all the way up to West Point. And let's see what I got here. I've got some really wonderful sound effects of a boat going right up the Hudson River. What a ride. I did the Titanic pose there off the front of the boat. I'll tweet that picture this week for you, wearing my Derek Jeter jersey. And so we're back here in New York City, in New Jersey. This is Pop Song Tech. Thanks for passing along the show. If you've got ideas for the show, either music-related or technology-related, that's the other thing we do here, send me an email, popsongtech@gmail.com, or you can find me on Twitter at popsongtech, or Shelby and I on Facebook, also at popsongtech. So I am so excited today to welcome to studio Willie Morrison from the Morrison Brothers Band. We're featuring their song today, Party at My House, which is just, definitely a driving song, a party song, really just a good time. Welcome to the show, Willie.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
You got it. And, I've been introduced to your music over the years by our producer, Shelby Blondell. And I got to say, I'm such a fan of the album that you put out in 2013 called State of the Union. And, we opened our show today with your biggest hit from that single called Little Miss Whiskey. And what a great music video you had for that. And what great success you guys had off that album. But I'd love to hear about your background, like where you grew up, how you guys came together, how you and your brother formed the band, and just what you guys are up to.
Absolutely. Well, so we are from Washington, D.C., and there's another set of brothers, actually, in the band as well, called the Nolan Brothers, Matt and Kevin Nolan.
Uh-huh.
We won the coin toss for the name. And we've been doing this for about 8 years. We all grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, and we met about 8 or so years ago. And we just sort of started playing together. And it was kind of like just a casual, let's jam as friends kind of thing. And we started building our following, and we started having some success at it from the songwriting and live performance standpoint. And so we moved to Nashville about just under 2 years ago, and linked up with a guy named Derek Royer, who's the most recent member of the band. So it's 5 of us right now here in Nashville. But all the way from D.C. here originally. Nice. So are you now based out of Nashville, or are you still based, or have you moved back to D.C.? We are living in Nashville right now. We go back to D.C. a decent amount because we got a nice fan base there, and we still got family there and whatnot. So we go back there when we can, but we are based out of Nashville now. What a great place to be in. And, you guys have a sound that really kind of bridges country music and rock music, in my opinion. There's no better place if you're going to have any slant on the countryside than to be based there in Nashville. And, what a great place to have moved to. Like yourself, I grew up in the D.C. area, and so I've got family there. I like to get back down there pretty often. I was just down there about 2 weeks ago and visiting some family and such, but I've also moved away, but I like to get back down there. Are there any particular clubs in D.C. that you guys like to play at in particular? The 930 Club's great. Birchmere, the Hamilton, State Theaters are all wonderful places. You've been doing the 930 mostly when we're back in town. That's great. That's my 930 Club in D.C. is definitely by far my favorite. I used to intern back years ago for a rock station in D.C., radio station, and they always had their shows and such at the HFS. Yeah, at HFS. Was it 99.1? That's right. That's right. It was. It's such a shame to see them go. I know. Well, they've kind of reemerged in Baltimore. Yeah, it did. It did. Not as big as it was out of DC, but I was working their summers at 99.1 HFS, and they had the annual HF Festival, and such I've been many times. That's right. Oh, it was such a great time, and just so much good music was coming out of the DC area at the time, and then fast forward several years or a decade in this case. And you guys have emerged, though, as just this amazing band. And I got to say, coming together and seeing the music videos you guys have put together, and